Hello there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and today I'll be doing a double reaction to Depeche Mode. We'll check out live performances for the songs Personal Jesus and Never Let Me Down Again. I've done a handful of Depeche Mode on the channel and it's fun to get to visit more of their work. And interestingly, when I got this request, I was thinking of the song title Personal Jesus and it struck a chord with me because I have heard this title, this song, referenced before, and I was scratching my head trying to think of where I had heard it. It took a while, but I figured it out. So I'll pull up the song here for you just briefly on Spotify. It's blocking my face a little bit. This song is called Crossfire Part 2. It's by an artist named Stephen, S-T-E-P-H-E-N, featuring Talib Kweli and Killa Graham. This song specifically references Depeche Mode, and I swear to God, I've been listening to this song. Let me look. Literally, can you even see it here? I'll block my face. 2016, I've been listening to this song. For me, it feels like I'm having a coming to Jesus moment. It feels like my life is full circle now because I'm finally getting to listen to the actual Personal Jesus by Depeche Mode. And I actually, if you don't mind, I'll play like the first 45 seconds of this song by Stefan so you guys have the reference as I had it for so many years. I think it's a pretty good song worth checking out. The strings soaring. Pretty melody.
Walk by you in the path of righteousness. I walk higher, toss liars in the pit of hell. Caught in the crossfire, caught fire from the big guns. These is not revolvers. Violence only creates confusion. It ain't a problem solver. Let's go. Let's get us my dress code. Just know I need a personal Jesus. I'm in Depeche Mode. Best show is when the bullets hit the flesh.
I need a personal Jesus. I'm in Depeche Mode. I have been singing that lyric for so many years, and now finally the day has come. I'm going to be reacting to Personal Jesus. I couldn't be more excited for this, and that is all thanks to Ryan the Resonant for making this donation request. Thank you so much, Ryan. Now, let's jump into it. Oh yeah, shirt comes off. We don't need that. Shirt off, red lights on. I'll change mine to red. There we go. But I'm going to keep my shirt on. Bro, that guitar tone is just filled to the brim with goodies. Oh, this tempo is so slow. It almost reminds me a bit of Queens of the Stone Age. Oh.
Someone to hear our prayers. Someone who cares.
Oh, wow. Your own personal savior.
You're our personal Jesus.
Those like ghostly vocals.
Someone to hear our prayers. Someone who's there.
Hear your prayers, be there. Wow, this is such a slow groove, really earthy. Every strum is just so deliberate.
Reach out, touch back.
Okay, it really picked up here in tempo.
Feeling unknown in your honor. Flesh and blood by the telephone. Lift up the receiver, I'll make you a believer.
I'll be your Jesus.
Second best, move me to the test. Things on your chest, you need to confess. I will deliver you, no.
Oh. Reach out, touch faith. These lyrics, they deserve a proper lyrical deep dive. That's like almost like somebody's breathing out rapidly and then inhaling rapidly as a transition effect / beat. That part is a little bit hard for me to describe. But so far, this has been a very interesting song, and especially lyrically, because Personal Jesus as a title already had me intrigued. Now hearing some of these lyrics, it's making more sense to me. The positioning of what personal Jesus means, at least in this song, to Depeche Mode. Jesus being a savior, if I'm your personal Jesus, then I am your personal savior. I'm here to hear all of your issues and problems. I'm here to uplift you, be that person for you as if I were Jesus. And you can put your faith in me. All of the trust, vest that in me, because I will always be there for you. I will be your guarantor. Interestingly, if I think about just theology and religion and what it means to have a personal connection to God or personal connection to Jesus, you have an almighty, you have, let's say, Jesus, for example, just to paint the simple picture, and all of Jesus's followers pray to him, ask him for forgiveness, for a sign of life, to be heard, to pray and be blessed. All of that and more, right? If you're asking Jesus and you have that one-on-one relationship, technically that is a personal relationship with Jesus, but it is not your personal Jesus, right? Because that would imply they only belong to you. It almost implies ownership, which is a bit contradictory with the theological way to view it, because everybody can have their own personal relationship with Jesus, not that Jesus is for you and you alone, if that makes sense. So this is kind of like it doesn't fly in the face of that necessarily, but it paints that interesting picture in my head.
Feeling unknown in your hour, flesh and by the cellar. Lift up the receiver, I'll make you a believer. I will deliver you, no one forgiver. Come on! You know, nothing else, Jesus. Reach out and touch me.
I love how theatrical Dave is.
Reach out and touch me.
Moves his body,
Reach out and touch me.
gets really into it. Reach out and touch faith, so touch me. Because I'm your personal Jesus. Oh. Kind of like a bit of Bruce Springsteen move right there.
Reach out and touch me.
Reach out and touch faith.
Reach out and touch me.
There it is.
Reach out and touch me. 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 Come on, Taylor.
You can hear the crowd losing their minds. Reach out and touch faith. Reach out and touch faith.
Thank you very much. Good night, thank you.
Wow. That was a super cool performance. I love the way we started. Super withdrawn, super deliberate and slow. And with Depeche Mode, that is a reasonable expectation to start out very slow and maybe persist that way the entire song. So, I had that expectation at that point, like maybe we're just going to get a very slow song throughout, but I'm glad we had that pickup in tempo that allowed us to really sink into the vibe, and it kept the drive for the song pushing forward. And as I listened more closely, the lyrics were certainly the most compelling aspect of this song to me, because it's almost, weirdly enough, seductive the way Dave is singing about being, whoever's personal Jesus, because it does feel good from the savior's perspective to help, but there is also such a thing as a savior complex, and you don't want to run into this weird mental place where you thrive off of somebody else needing you. You want to be useful in someone else's time of need, but deriving satisfaction off of their need primarily can lead to some weird maladaptive behaviors that can be concerning. it's not to put an overcast on all of it, just something to consider for sure. And I just love the framing too, because again, if you have a personal relationship with God, well, God has a relationship with every one of his creatures. So a personal Jesus is a bit of a contradiction in that sense, because Jesus could never be personal because he's for everybody, but also you can have your personal relationship with him. So there's many of these little subtleties, I think, playing at once, which is what makes this song, again, very compelling to me. I wonder how popular this song is within their overall discography, if it's one of their, let's say, deeper cuts, or if it's like one of their biggest hits. My assumption is because they closed out the whole show with that song, that it is a bigger hit of theirs, but, let me know in the comments below. Let's check out the next tune. Also, please like the video if you're liking the video. They are so popular. I did not realize Depeche Mode were this popular. The vest is currently on. Over, under, he takes it off. Over, under 3 minutes, he takes it off. Or at all, I guess. I like the keys in this. This is so like incredibly synth pop, which to me is a very relaxing kind of a feel. And even listening to the way Dave sings, he always sings in such a relaxed manner. Now, if I were to like reframe my understanding of Depeche Mode, and we'll keep listening, but just after all the reactions I've done and the songs I've heard, I would want to listen to Depeche Mode if I just really want to relax, turn my brain off, maybe sway to the music a little bit, because they aren't like a typical rock band in that sense, where the choruses are absolutely massive and you're on your feet, you're jumping up and down. Like, I am accustomed to listening to a lot of like hard rock and metal and cinematic rock and all kinds of crazy genres, metalcore. Depeche Mode are extremely tame compared to that, and that's totally cool, which is why, there's a time and place for everything. And the time and place for Depeche Mode is when I want to chill and relax.
Safest houses lie
is this song about getting high and taking drugs? Obviously, like, we're flying high, it's kind of like an obvious lyric, but, you know, it has many potential uses. Never want to come down, never want to put my feet back down on the ground. And then if I think back to these previous lyrics, I'm taking a ride with my best friend. Who is that best friend? It's left ambiguous. I hope he never lets me down again. Promises me I'm as safe as houses. So from the perspective of the friend, that friend has to make the promise that I'm safe, but it almost feels like it's a trap, like it's luring you in. Maybe. I'm not exactly sold, but there isn't much else I can go off of in regards to this friend. That's nice. Potential breakdown? Hey, I'm down. Ooh, the slight turning up of the temperature here. Loves to hold the stand up like one of the Tusken Raiders in Star Wars, holding the gun. After 3 minutes, it was over. That's so funny. Wow, what an experience. Look at that. A literal sea. Bro, this is ear candy. This is actual ambrosia. Oh, the halftime. Oh, wow. That was such a wonderful listen. This may be one of my weirder analogies, but whatever. I feel like listening to Depeche Mode, it feels a lot like eating a soup that you just love every bite of. And for me, maybe I have to like add this caveat. Soup is not one of my like favorite foods of all time. If it's on a menu and it's free, I'll have it, but I'm not gonna like necessarily go out of my way and like seek out soup. But when I have it, every single bite of this soup is warming me, and it's like filling me up in a way that I wouldn't expect. It feels almost like orgasmic in a very subtle way. It's not like a very like high peak and then you just come crashing down after your libido is gone. It's like the tide is slowly rising. We're about reaching critical mass, and then in that like last instrumental outro section, everything is at this like peak, but it's like a flat bar that's at like 95%. You're just riding that wave. You're there, and the entire song up until that point is pushing the level of that floor higher and higher until it is inevitable, right? So Depeche Mode is like soup. It's all meant as a compliment. I hope it wasn't taken the wrong way or anything. I'm trying to think of other bands that sound like Depeche Mode, and like what I referenced earlier at the beginning was Queens of the Stone Age. And in some ways, yes, but Queens of the Stone Age, they definitely delve further into the world of rock. Depeche Mode, as far as I can tell, they are sometimes grabbing a lot from rock, but mostly they rely on like synth pop, a little bit of dance here and there, but it's overall very relaxing rather than like intense in specific moments. The intensity comes from the overall effort of the song and again the temperature rising, but not necessarily from massive individual moments. I hope that makes sense. These were two really enjoyable listens today. I finally got the monkey off my back, and I got to listen to Personal Jesus after 9 years of hearing that reference. We finally made it happen. So I hope y'all enjoyed the reaction today. If you did and would like to request one yourself, you can always do so by clicking the first link down below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.